thought I'd do something I haven't done for a while, and that is a chat. I was chatting to my family in the week, and one of my cousins said to me, "Are you a bit obsessed with Star Wars?" And I answered, maybe. I mean, I'm not obsessed with Star Wars, I'm obsessed with sci-fi. But I gotta admit, a good 80% of my collection is Star Wars. I mean, well, I would like to collect everything of science fiction, from obviously Star Wars, but Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, New and Old, Babylon 5, Doctor Who, all Stargate, lots of other great TV sci-fi shows that was out. But including movies like Black Hole, Buck Rogers. Okay, it wasn't a movie, it's a TV series. I'm doing it off the top of my head. Now, should have a drink actually. But yeah. But you can't find half the stuff. I mean, Black Hole figures, like are, wow, serious money just loose. I don't have what I can't justify spending £100 on a figure. Can't justify it. As much as I love to find some of these rare Buck Rogers figures and Black Hole figures, one day I will find them. I will find them in a boot fair, a flea market, a charity shop, or here in America, thrift shops. I will find them sometime. I mean, if I'm meant to have them, I will get them. That's the way I believe. I do. Because I believe sometimes things are meant to come to you. Because they just do. It's like where sometimes, changing something a little bit, it's like when you go out and you decide to take a different route. You're about to go down this route instead of going that other route. And then you go down that route and you bumped into a friend you haven't seen for months or years. Now, you went down that other route, which you originally planned, you wouldn't have bumped into them. That's what I mean. It's what I mean by fate. Sometimes, if it's due, fate will get to you. I mean, Battlestar Galactica toys, quite hard to get hold of. So are Buck Rogers. I only got 2 of the figures, and one of them, Wilma, is still missing what's it called? The waist bit. O-ring? Something like that anyway. So, I have got Buck Rogers. He's not in brilliant nick, but I am proud to have him. And the same as Wilma. Even though she's missing that O-ring, I'm still proud to have her. I found her at a boot fair about 2 years ago. What did I pay? 50p. It's what I mean. If things are meant to come to you, if you're meant to have them, you'll find them. You might find them cheap on eBay, and if you're meant to get them, you'll be the winning lower bid. Sometimes things are just meant to come into your lap. They are. But my biggest collection is Star Wars. And at the same time, I was talking to my brother. And my brother asked me, what is it I like about Empire Strikes Back? I said, not sure. He said, was it your very first film you saw in cinema? And yes, it was. And he said, well, that's why. It's memories to you. It's your very first film you saw in cinema, and it brings great memories back when you see. I mean, the times I had watched Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and The Return of the Jedi when I was a kid. And a young adult. Countless times. I had it on video. Then as soon as DVD came out, I got on DVD. As soon as Blu-ray came out, I did not get them on Blu-ray. I've still not done that yet. But I did get the three newest, actually, rephrase that. I only got the 2 of the newest chapters on Blu-ray. But I did get Rogue One and Solo because I quite like them. I did. And same as the pre-signals, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. I got them on DVD. And I think that, I enjoyed them. I do love watching films. I have an attitude, I believe in good in things. But yeah. Sometimes I watch things that other people will hate. But there'll be other times where I'll be totally agreeing with people. I mean, it was like that Last of the Jedi. Don't get me started on that film. Only Star Wars film I've ever been in the cinema that I nearly enough fell asleep. What the biggest pile of... Not going to say it. But, yeah. But it's all opinions, isn't it? It depends on, each one's got a different opinion. But, it's like Star Trek. I mean, yes, Playmates did the hell of it in the 90s. And, yes, I had them all. I collected every single not every, but a good 90% of them. I did. Pardon my barefoot. Yeah, probably a good 90%. Could even be 95. I've been a collector for all my life. And I think the first thing I started collecting properly was videos. Rental videos. I was a regular in my video shops, buying the videos, and I think at one point I probably had about 3,000, 4,000 rental videos. And if you know how big they were, well, let's say my bedroom back then was like a video shop. I might as well had a shop and I could have rent titles out because that's how many I had. 3,000 to 4,000 videos. I mean, I think I had more than most rental shops had. But, it's like, some of the stuff you didn't even know about. I mean, I didn't know when they done the Star Trek original ones, they did some figures. Never saw them in the UK. And it's like some of the Star Wars stuff we never saw in the UK. I mean, I found out there was twin packs, 3 packs, 6 packs, and God knows what else packs. I never saw them in Maidstone. Never saw them in my home area. I don't know, they may have been up London. Who knows? But I never saw them. But I know they're out there. I've seen the proof. I've seen the cards. I saw them in the museum down the road. And I'll tell you something, when I saw them, fell in love. And like the card said, the 3 packs was rare. And yeah, they are very rare. I have not seen them on eBay at all. I soon had a look because I wanted them in my collection. But yeah, that's life. Can't have everything. I've got to admit, I'm known at my local pub as the Star Wars guy. Do you know the reason why? You might be able to tell. I'm wearing it now. I've got about 40, about 30 to 40 Star Wars t-shirts. And I always wear a Star Wars t-shirt. I do. I have got a couple others, and so on odd occasion I will wear a different one. I will wear something that's not Star Wars, but it's something about it. I mean, something about the original patterns and the original designs. It just draws me, and I think again it comes back to where I was a kid. I mean, oh, I've got itchy nose. I have. Ooh, something. No, nah. Can't think what itchy nose was meant to be for. But there's so much Star Wars stuff out there, new and old. I mean, Han Solo doing brilliant work. Can't wait to buy more of his figures. I mean, like, I've fallen down that little rabbit hole of 6-inch figures. And but like I said in my recent videos, I will only collect the Star Wars Emperor Strikes Back ones. But here it comes. I do like all the Clone Troopers, including Bad Patch, because I actually quite like that TV show. Could be a bit better, but I still like it. I do. And I've really got an itch on my nose. But yeah, I mean, so it's like, oh, what do you do? I mean, I also like Return of the Jedi, and some of the figures are going really cheap to send them £9. And I'm thinking, should I buy them? And put them on display. But then I think again, I'm falling down another hole of another line. And it's like, where do I put it? I'm a person who loves things on display. You just gotta look behind me. There's vintage, and technically, their class is 25. Yeah, they're 25 years old now. Some of them are, and a couple of them are actually 1978. I mean, two. C-3PO and obviously Darth Vader. And I've got to admit, he ain't that great. But he's still got his arms. But I like things on display. And like with collecting, it comes to the point where you are chock-a-block. And you can't put anything. I mean, I'm even doing my own vintage border. Because it's like, well, I like the card backs. And the thing is, I didn't even know about the vintage line. I was going up to Forbidden Planet all the time, but something I must have blinkers on my. I really have got itchy nose, I must have really had blinkers on the Star Wars stuff, or they was just going quick, or weren't going up there at the times when it came out. I mean, I didn't know about it till 2019. I was in Orlando. I popped in the nearest Walmart and I found a Jabba Hutt playset with 2 figures in. And I was like, wow! And I was like, oh, cool, I'm having that. And I looked at that price. Oh, $50. Oh, that's a bit. But I was like, it's got 2 figures in. Yeah, I don't care. That's a good price. And oh yeah, I bought it. I did. And I got them home and it was like, yeah, I've never found how to put that actually playset behind the Jabba. So it's still been basically put away. But at least the box looks nice. It does remind me of the original packaging, what their idea was. But I mean, I've got the books, I've got the comics. I tend not to do what I call the newest line. Because you can't. I mean, it's just so much out there. I mean, it's just unreal. I mean, okay, I managed lately to get a lot of Star Trek stuff, and that's really Discovery, because I like the ships. But I did about 15 of them by Eaglemoss, and now I'm slowly getting rid of them because I don't need them all. And again, it comes down the room, and it's like, well, what do you sacrifice? And sometimes you've got to sacrifice things. I mean, if that thing or item doesn't give you heartstrings and you don't feel nothing for it no more, pass it on, sell it, just get rid of it, make a bit of money. You might be get one of your holy grails. I mean, I haven't got any of the playsets yet of Star Wars, and I'm talking about vintage. Not got one. I mean, I didn't even know most of them was out there. I mean, I never knew. I mean, I knew about the 2 Death Stars, and I knew about Dillapar. If I said that right, I don't know if I did or not. But all the rest of them, didn't know about. And I think there's something like 6. You got the canteen, you got the other part of the canteen, you got Jabba part, the cardboard bit, and then you got the remote control. I only wish. One of them ain't coming into my hands. Well, if I'm lucky, I'll find one at boot there, and my luck it'll be broken. But do you think I'll care if it's broken? No. I would not care. Then you got Bespin? Okay, ain't the best place there. It's a piece of cardboard with and you can actually get that repro. You can get all them cardboard bits repro, and yeah, I could easily pull the strings and buy them all repro. But some of them you have got missing bits, like the ones that you need the bottom for, and they're not out. You can't really find them. You can, but they're so expensive. So, what do? You just wait, and it's like the Hoth stuff. I mean, and again, it comes to back to being Emperor Strikes Back. I mean, they're the 2 playsets that really does pull my strings, and it's like, oh, it's only wish. I wish I had that as a kid. Oh, I remember when I first got that snow speeder one Christmas, all by my parents. I remember opening it. Loved it. Loved it. But, it comes to a time that sometimes you sell your collection. I mean, I've only got 2 or 3 things of my original collection when I was a kid. One of them is actually a game called Battle Masters, if I remember rightly, bought by my mum and my dad. And I still got that to this day. And as you know what Battle Masters is, it's a game board that's about that big. Well, when it's folded, it's a big old box. When it's unfolded, it's brilliant. It's a little bit, I think it was their version of Warhammer, but cheaper. And I had many hours of fun. I was only a kid when I was young. So I made sure, it was meant to be a 2-player game. Well, it always came down to be a 1-player game. Because I had another game, something to do with torpedoes or something. I used to nick them. And because they used to fly some like Vispies out of them, I used to line them up and then used to hit them. So I had many hours of fun. Amazing, what you can think and remember. I mean, I collected Action Force when I was a kid. And yeah, it's like I've got a small bit of Action Force in my collection. Love to get more of the figures, and I will. I will probably get all the figures because they're not, 3.75 figures. I mean, that big. You can always find room. I mean, I wasn't really much of a G.I. Joe. I was mainly Action Force. Yes, I had some G.I. Joe, like all us kids did. But I was mainly Action Force. And yeah, I would love to get all the vehicles. Haven't got the room. So I'll probably buy 1 or 2. I mean, I've got the boat, the yellow ring with the boat inside, but also be a vehicle. I've got one of them, and the goodie side. I still need the bad version. I did at one point, again, is what I'm talking about. I did have the skull. I bought it at a boot fair. Oh, I must have been 16, 17. Bought it at a boot fair. Probably something like 10p, 50p. Nothing great. I mean, you remember early days of boot fairs in the UKs? It was dirt cheap. Dirt cheap, most of the stuff was. And I sold it probably 10 years ago, maybe 15, probably about 12 years ago. I needed some money. Loved the vehicle, needed some money. And I think it went for, back then I was like, wow. I think it went for something like 50 quid. It was missing 2 of its feet. That was it. The rest of it, it was Britnick. Well, like you all know, how much one of the skull goes for these days. A lot more than 50 quid. I wish I had, and I gotta admit, I wish I still had one. I would love to have one back in my collection. Don't know where I put it, but you know what? I find room for it. And again, if I'm meant to find one, I will find one. I mean, I'll go into charity shops, I go to boot fairs when I can. Not at the moment, I'm taking a little breathe on boot fairs. I just go places. I mean, yes, I am a fee stage collector. I love beaters. I love well worn. It means to me that figure's being loved. I also like mint. And don't mind them on the card. But they're going to probably come off the card. I mean, okay. I mean, most of these figures behind here, they was in boxes. Brand new. Never been opened. Unwanted, as far as I'm concerned. Not cared for. Soon as I got each one, I took them out of the box. I had the 4-pack of the Hoff. It goes for something like £300 on eBay. Did I give them monkeys? Nope. As soon as I got it, I opened it all up and it's all on display. To me, collecting is not about the money. You know, it's about enjoyment. It's about pulling that heartstring. It's having fun. You know, yeah, I do. I do a bit of eBay. Buying and selling. Sometimes more buying these days lately. Because, yeah, you have a hunt. You see, look for things. You go, oh, actually, I want to see something on them out. I mean, it's like people, you know. I mean, I came late to the 6-inch figure line. And a lot of them figures you can't get. And like I've said in my other videos, I didn't think I was going to do the 6-inch line because, again, it's down space. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't really. I mean, I tried to. You try and remember things when you adult. You try. Oh, did I have this when I was a kid? I mean, I don't really remember having it. I had Action Man, but that was early on. But I didn't really have He-Man. I didn't, not to my knowledge. But I got a small collection of, and part of them was vintage, and some of them are from that very new line. And because I like the look of them, because they look vintage. And there's probably about 3 or 4 more that I would like to get at some point. I mean, that's the problem when you have so many loves. You can't get everything. I mean, I'd love to get, of course, I'd love to get everything toy. I'd love to just whack down and go, right, I'll have that. I mean, I go for some of it, I go for Power Force vehicles because they're cheaper. Pardon me. They look similar, they are slightly bit different, but they look just as good as the vintage and sometimes a little bit better. Would I like to have a vintage X-Wing? No. I mean, no. I mean, yes, I've got one. I mean, would I want a vintage B-Wing? Yes. Would I want a vintage Y-Wing? Yes. I've got the basically the Power Force ones. And I'm happy with them. Like normal, the B wing is missing a couple bits. Sometime I might be lucky, I might find parts, or I'll find a complete one. And you know what I do with that one? Set it on. Some other collector will enjoy it. I mean, I love watching Space 99. I did when I was a kid. I bought all the ships when they came out. Like you probably know, they came out in the UK, and I had the whole range. I had the 5. Well, except for the gold one. I never got hold of that. I weren't spending £200 to £300. Now it's brand new. That's why I went on the second one up. I don't even know what one of them reaches these days. Probably about £2 probably. Or 3. Or 4. I mean, I know some of them Space 99 Eagles go for some serious good money. I mean, but, you know, I've got the birds. It's just, can it be a session? Yeah. You know, it fills a gap sometimes. You just, you know, it's just something out there. I mean, I've been a collector, like I said, all my life. But I'm also one of these collectors that, if you have to, I will sell on. I mean, I have collected Star Wars now 3 to 4 times. And if it came to I needed, you know, something bad happened and I seriously need money, yeah, I've sold a lot. You know, to dealers. Got a bit of money. These days, obviously, it's eBay. I'll put it on eBay and try and recover if what I need funds. I'm not really bothered about what I make. If you need to make money, you know, if you need to feed yourself, but lecture on, do bits. Sometimes you got to sacrifice. I mean, like I said, I've only got 2 other toys. Like I said, it was 3. I've got a vintage Battlestar Galactica Cylon. No chrome left on him. No chrome left on him at all. And a funny thing is, I still remember the day I bought him, and it was at a booth fair. And I think to this day, I paid 20p. At the same time I had the Conan Warrior, I lost him some years later. I don't know what happened to him. You know what it's like with toys. Toys go missing. But I've got him back now. You know, it's same sometimes they did complete lines. Did other figures. This is what I love about people out there who's doing customs. You know, it's sad fact that a lot of the customs are in America, and we're all getting hit silly on income tax. And not just that, postage. It's ridiculous sometimes. I mean, I would love to get the £5 to put the figure in it, but I can't pull that sort of money. I mean, to me, max I do, and sometimes I think, ouch, that's a, you know, you go, ooh, that's a figure. Ooh. But then you think, never had it. You say, sod it. It's a treat for the month or 2 months. So you pull, you know, and me, I go stand salad for them. It's like when you get hold of that figure you never had as a kid. You get it, and you're like, oh, wow. Like, oh, this is brilliant. Oh, I love this. You know. So, will I say I'm obsessed? Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. I would say I am obsessed. Do I love it? Bloody right I do, mate. Bloody, pardon, you know. Oh, yes, I do. I mean, do I want to go to the Star Wars land, you know, Galaxy Edge? Yeah. Too right. Okay, they could get rid of them troopers and put original troopers in. That would be ace. And a lot of people actually have said that. Because, you know, them last free films. You know, they're a little bit, you know. But I did like. I know some people are gonna hate me now. I did actually like The Rise of Skywalker, or whatever it's called. Because after that Last Jedi, anything better was that. And you gotta admit, it was full of action. And I am a bit of action freak. But yeah. I mean, it's like like I said, I had most of the Star Trek playmates. And, you know, and I opened them all up. Even some that people were selling, you know, for 80, 100. And I think some of them still go for serious money. Even though a lot of them now are like pennies. Do I want to collect them again? Yes. Do I want to collect every single one that I had in the 90s? No. And you can guess which ones I would like to get. I would like to get the original Star Trek crew, the full line. Then I would like to get Generations, full bridge line, including a couple extra, whoever was in uniform. Same again with Deep Space Nine, and probably Voyager as well. I watched them all, and I liked them all. Will I go for any extras? No. Now, sometimes you also think, well, what about the bad guys? You think, problem is, you start on the bad guy situation, and the next thing you know, you've got a ginormous army of bad guys. Because there's lots of them. I also love to get the movie versions of them, especially of the original class from Star Wars for you. You know, Rafa Khan, the first one, the decent one, because and they also did the movie version, of Generations, of the three: Scotty, Chekhov, and Captain Kirk. I had them three, and I'd love to get them again. They're the three I opened up. That people would not like me. But yeah, well, it's a nice little chat. I thought I'd just reach out and have a chat with you all, because I've reached over a certain number. I've got a circle in my eye with this light that's on. And yeah, we're probably all collectors. Well, yeah, in this line, we are all collectors. I mean, as you said behind me, I've got a small teddy bear collection, because each one means something to me. I mean, what have I got? Great film. Brilliant. Can't beat Gizmo. You know what? I had a cat called Gizmo. Cat went missing. Didn't have the other toy. So, I mean, a lot of your British ones will probably remember the Wombles. That's why I've got him, because he's a Womble. And first TV show, there was talk about recycling. Back in the 80s. Early 80s. Might even be late 70s. I can't remember when Wombles came out. I was a kid, and I'm sure it was about 1981. And there is quite a lot of these. I've only got one. One's enough. I mean, Sooty and Sweet. Because I have got Sooty somewhere. I ain't got Panda. Can't find her. But I got, but in back. And another one that a lot of you remember. Bagbus. Brilliant TV, kids show. Brings a lot of memories back. And one day he will find a new home. Because to me, everything moves on at some point. Gotta admit, I'd like to get a bigger version, but yeah. And the rest have got other. So yeah, I mean, I've collected dinkies, toys, you know, cars, lorries, ambulances, fire engines. Change the subject and rent. And, well, that is it. And I will see you all later.